It's hard enough finding a house that ticks all the boxes, so we bought one that ticked none of them. It took us more than a year just to buy this derelict house, and then another 3 months before it was even habitable. We managed to knock £50,000 off the asking price, but ended up spending it all on renovations. The whole process was long, stressful, and full of surprises. In this video, I'll break down the buying process, the issues, the costs, and what we learned. In the next video, I'll share the renovation bills and how, as architects, we DIYed the final parts ourselves. We are currently living in a tiny one-bed flat in central London. We were desperate for more space and a garden. As architects, we were also looking for something we could extend and really put our stamp on. We didn't mind dated. In fact, we wanted a project. With this dream in mind, we started our search. And we found it, a typical semi-detached house in southeast London with a big garden. Perfect, except for one thing. It was in really poor condition. Still, the asking price was £475,000, just within reach. We offered £460,000 and it was accepted immediately. Everything seemed fine. So why did it take us over a year to actually complete? At first, we were told the house had subsidence, but it had been sorted by the vendor's insurer. We soon found out that this was only half the story. Yes, the tree that caused the subsidence was removed, but the vendor had taken a cash settlement and never carried out the repair work. On our second viewing a few months later, the truth literally fell off the building. The temporary render on the front wall had collapsed, exposing a huge crack. Inside, wallpaper was peeling, walls were damp, and water was coming in the hallway, living room, dining room, and even some bedrooms. At this point, neither the agent nor the vendor could give us straight answers. So we brought in an experienced builder and opened up the floor to check the foundation. The good news is the subsidence seemed to have settled, but the bad news is the repair bill was going to be serious. With the builder's quote in hand, we negotiated and got the price down to £425,000. And only then did we decide to continue. Now here's the thing. While we were willing to take on the risk, the lenders and solicitors won't. The conveyancing dragged on for months, with endless questions about the subsidence. The bank demanded an extra damp and timber survey, on top of the standard building survey. Eventually, we got the mortgage, but with very strict conditions and a pile of extra costs. We had to put down almost a 40% deposit, much higher than usual. The lender withheld another £7,000 until the damp was resolved. Stamp duty went up twice during this long process, costing us another £7,000 to £10,000. And the renovation quotes kept climbing due to inflation, far beyond £50,000. The only silver lining? Mortgage rates actually dropped during the process. Small wins. No. Unless you've got cash to take on the risk yourself, run from a house in this condition. We thought we were getting a bargain by negotiating down the price, but in the end, we spent even more. The whole thing took a year and a half, with endless stress along the way. So if you're asking, was it worth it? Honestly, no. But at least now it's ours. And in the next video, I'll show you how we're turning it into the dream home we imagined. Thanks for watching and see you next time.